Some people joyfully like to be ignorant. Yeah, a big smile on their face. Yeah. Okay, Matthew 19 and verse 20. The young man said to him, all these I have kept from my youth up. What do I lack? Now this is incredible. It's possible. You know what it tells us? It's possible to teach your children to keep the 10 Commandments. Why do we make it impossible? Why do we make it an impossible task to somehow teach our children to keep the 10 Commandments? It's not that keeping the 10 Commandments is an impossible task. I'll tell you what it is. Our ungodly society makes it nearly impossible to keep the 10 Commandments because it's diabolically opposed to everything God stands for. And what God stands for is His morality, which is revealed to us through the 10 Commandments. And yes, your diabolical society is diametrically opposed to any of those areas. That's what you're up against. That's what you're up against. Let's take a look at Luke 1 and verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was the daughter of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And notice this. And they were both righteous before God, walking in the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. You know, that is a pretty powerful scripture when we read it. You know, that both of these people were both righteous before God. I mean, if I think about what does that mean, I'm righteous before God, and that I was, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless. That's quite a powerful commentary on these two people. Now, am I saying they were perfect? No. Am I saying they never sinned? No. Am I saying they didn't need God's grace? No, I'm not saying that. Here's what I'm saying. Here's the problem of our society today. We have been convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that we cannot keep God's law by the churches that dot our landscape. That's what we have been convinced of. Am I saying that we never sin? Am I saying that we don't need God's grace? I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that we have been convinced right up here. You see, when you have been taught all of your entire life that it is impossible to keep God's law, and that God's only remedy was to abolish the law, to nail it to His cross, to fulfill it, to do away with it, to just wipe it out and just wipe it away. When you have been taught that all of your entire life, you really get it stuck in your head that I can't. And that's where we're at as a so-called proclaiming religious people. We've got that word perfected. I can't. It's impossible. Continue on. Matthew 19 and verse 21. Jesus said to him, the rich young ruler, if you will be perfect, go and sell all that you have and give to the poor, and you shall have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Now, one of the requirements for following Jesus was that a disciple had to forsake all that he has. I mean, that was part of the deal.
Check us out on the web at isthatreallyinthebible.com.